Hi, everyone. Hey, since we are not meeting again this week, and since there were quite a few of you who didn't attend class, I thought it would be a good idea for me to make a really quick video just to run through our next section because we are moving from this annotated bibliography to writing the essay. This is going to be our last module of the whole semester. We're going to spend the next 3 weeks working on what to do with this information and how to use it to form an essay that we will then share with our audience. So I'm right here on our homepage, and I have opened our Module 3B right down here. I just want to open that really quickly and kind of do a quick run through. Okay, so it looks like a lot here. A lot of this is just supportive material, a lot of handouts, a lot of things that we're going to be talking about in class. Don't think that you have to understand everything right now. Like I said, well, granted, we only have 2 more weeks of class after Thanksgiving. And so we're going to be hustling, but we'll go over a lot of this in class. But I do want to share with you what we have due Wednesday night. Okay, since we're having an asynchronous, that means we're not meeting together as a class on Wednesday. We are each going to be working on a project on our own and submit it that day, and that will count for attendance for that day. Okay, so I want to run through that, but I also just want to go through this essay, what we're going to be working on, and what the whole semester will look like. So I'll open this up right here, and I already have a shortcut for this assignment on our first page. Let me move this over just a little bit. There we go. So we have been gathering research. We have been focused on a research question, and we've been seeking answers to that question, trying to find out more information about that topic. Now we are going to share what we have found with our audience. We're going to write it up in an informative essay and share what we have found with our reader. So what we write is going to be based on what we have found out, what we have read. We don't have to go out and come up with some new idea or some new point that we need to share. That's how research happens. We do the research, then we find out new things, and then we share those new things with our audience. So we are going to write this essay. It's going to be 1,000 words, which really is not very long when we're incorporating 5 sources. Our rough draft is going to be due on December 7th, and the final draft is going to be due right at the beginning of our finals week. And that'll give us any time for any kind of hiccups and give me time to grade a boatload of these by the time the semester is completely shut down and in the books. Okay, read over this several times. We talk about the different sections that are involved in this type of essay. We've got the introduction. I have a quick link to the handout on writing introductions. We are going to be working on how to write an informative thesis statement, and we'll be working on what's called a surprise reversal thesis statement, and we'll talk about that next week, and how to synthesize. So I have the word synthesis in here. That simply means to bring together separate pieces of information, or separate things really, into a new whole. Okay, so we've got this information that we've discovered in 5 different sources. How can we bring all of that different information? How can we synthesize it or bring it together into a new whole, into this new informative essay? That's what synthesis means. And then we're going to write a conclusion. And so read over this, okay? But let's get back over here. So that's what we're going to be working on. You've already done all of the hard work. Well, part of the hard work by doing all of this research. If you don't have the annotated bibliography in yet, get it in as soon as possible so you can focus on this, all right? So we are going to be talking next week on how to use different methods of organization, and this will start with, let's see, here we go, it's right here, with our Wednesday activity, okay? And I like mapping, let's see, hold on, I'm going to pause this for just a second. Okay, sorry about that, I had to make this bigger. I was realizing it's too small. So what we are doing now is we're going to take all of that information and how do you move from an annotated bibliography to this essay, to writing an essay. That's a really awkward move, and it is for everyone. That whole step from doing the research and then to writing about that research is hard. And it takes, I've talked about the writing process several times during class, and it takes specific moves of a process to do that. And so I've created this map, this template, and I'm asking you all to open this up. If you were in class, we already started this in class on Monday or on Tuesday. Yeah, on Monday. And if it comes up, hopefully this will open up. Here we go. And I have this map. Let me try and move you over here. I have this map, and this is a template. So you're going to follow this. You're going to grab a piece of paper, hopefully a large piece of paper, or maybe two if you need one, and you're going to start mapping out your information. Okay? So open at the top of your map, at the top of your piece of paper, write out that topic research question, because that's your purpose. That's the whole goal of this project, is to find an answer to that question, and then you're going to share an answer to that question to your audience. So keep that question in mind. Then list the authors, all 5, list the title of their articles, and then list the points of information that you found most interesting or most compelling out of their articles. Okay? That's really important. Get all of that stuff, all of that information in just bullet point form, all in front of you, because then you can like take a rest, take a walk, and then come back to it after you've got it all on that piece of paper and look at it and think, okay, here's everything I've gathered. Here's everything I've discovered. What is standing out to me? What am I most interested in here? What do I find most compelling, most intriguing, and what do I want to share with my audience? All right? Because then at the bottom, that's the important stuff, because that's going to be the fodder or the material of your essay. Write those points. Determine the points that you want to really emphasize in your essay. Write them down so that you know what points you want to cover. You don't have to cover everything. Okay? Come up with some 3, 4, maybe 5, but some really key points that you want to share with your audience, and then write them down. And then also at the end of the map, consider I have a scenario here where you can imagine a friend coming up to you and asking you to tell them all about the topic that you have been researching. What kind of information would you need to share with them first so that they could understand what's coming up next, and then what's coming up third? There's got to be, every time we tell a story, there is a certain order to the information that we need to share with our audience if we want them to fully understand what we're talking about. So then I'm going to ask you to consider that order and order the information in a logical order, and that will help create a really rough outline for your essay. And keep in mind, if you want to share something new about your topic, the first thing you have to provide your reader is a definition of what your topic is, or maybe the history of it, or what people used to think about it. So think about that order. And this is going to be our Wednesday activity. So get that submitted, get that filled out and submitted Wednesday, and that will count for our Wednesday activity. Let me close this. Let me get back into here. And then just getting all over the place. Here we go. Yes. And then just kind of look over our module. What's coming up? We're going to be talking about outlining. We won't do that until Wednesday's class. Don't worry about submitting anything else on Monday, because I just want you to show up on Monday. That's good enough. And look over, we're going to be talking about outlining. We're going to be talking about weaving in sources, how to really incorporate sources into our essay. And we'll do a citation quiz, but we'll do that together as a class. It's in the instructions. So just kind of look over everything. Let me know if you have any questions. But I just wanted to share this with you just because I didn't want anyone to just kind of check out until next Monday, because we only have three and a half more weeks. So I want you to kind of know what's coming up. All right? But get that activity in on Wednesday, because that counts for our attendance. Do not show up for class, because we're doing this instead of regular class. Okay? We got it? All right. Have a great week. Bye-bye.